Good morning, everyone. My name is Lori Lytle, and I'm with Mortgage Coach Support and Compliance. So today's training, what we're going to do is focus on realtors, partners, developing relationships. But I want to go over a couple items first. First, we're going to do our poll question, see where you're at. I want to discuss our Tuesday coaching call that we have with Jeremy Forcier. And after that, I want to be able to show you a TCA one of our members had created using the mobile device. And so I want to be able to provide that to you up front on the call because I know some people like to be able to see things, cherry pick what we're going to show, and then leave the call. So please stay tuned for the first 15 minutes. It's a great video that this Sean Herrera had made. So stick around for that. So the way we do our Thursday trainings is that we do have go to meeting, open up the question area. I would like any questions you have, please place them there. We'll address them throughout the call. Also, we're going to go ahead and start with some poll questions. So, Marcy, let's go ahead and launch our poll questions. So our first poll questions were you on Tuesday's call? So this way I would be able to know how to frame how many people were on it or not. So let's see, we have 35% of our voting. We need to bump it up. We're hitting almost 60%. Keep going. We'll cut it off at 75%, and then we'll move on to our next poll. Okay, we have 28% currently at yes and 72% at no. So you'll get a lot of information from this, and we'll discuss this in a moment. So Marcy, let's go for our next poll question. And the next one is, what mobile device are you using? Are you on an Apple, Android, Kindle, another type? Gives us an idea what you're using and how to be able to address certain items. Okay, we're almost at the 75% mark, and we could close it off. We have, cool, 72% with Apple iOS devices, 17% with Android, and 11% with the other. Those with the other, would you mind opening up the question box and let us know what you're using? So this way, as we're developing our mobile devices, we'll be able to include different ones as we go. So that's great. Marcy, let's go ahead and launch the next poll. Okay, so what percentage of your business comes from realtors? And that was one of the things with Jeremy's call that was really nice is, understanding is the fact that even though you have one realtor partner that you work with, things change. So you should always reach out, not get all the business, but you'd be able to have a couple loans a month. So we currently have 59% voted, 69, 30 to 60% is your business with partners, 23% is less than 30. And 8% is more than 60. So that's great. It gives us an idea where we're at. Okay, go ahead and close that one, Marcy. Only 2 more people and then we're done. So I appreciate this. We really be able to collect this information, and we are able to design our trainings and such from that. So have you used Mortgage Coach Edge Live? And if you've been on these Thursday trainings, you know I always go through Edge Live because I think it's very important to know how to use Mortgage Coach Edge to be able to reach out and touch and feel your clients. So we'll be able to show you that. So sooner we get to 75, sooner we can close this out. We have 71% at this point in time says no. Okay, Marcy, let's go ahead and close that out. So that's 73% no and 27% yes. And let's close out that poll and launch, I believe, is our last one. And then we're done, everyone. And thank you so much for participating. So now what we want to know, if you have downloaded the Mortgage Coach app. Oh, these are better numbers. This is great. Everyone's getting those apps downloaded. I'm glad. So also, if you have the app downloaded, we're going to walk through it. Make sure you have the current version because we've added some great features that I'm going to show you. So right now, it was starting off good. It's roughly 50-50. So we'll focus on showing you how to download that app. Okay, so let's close that out. And now let's go ahead and discuss Tuesday's coaching call. So every Tuesday we have a coaching call. And first off, when you're in Edge, you'll have a help button in the upper right-hand corner. If you click on that, it will take you to our knowledge base. And this is how you could get not only our Tuesday coaching calls, but we also, screen small? It's just, okay, just a moment, everyone. Okay. You should see a full screen now. If you don't, please put it in the question area. And those people who voted 11% of a different device, I haven't seen any responses in my question area, so let us know what device you have. So in there, I went to our knowledge base. So you have the month calendar of events. So we have multiple trainings. Our Thursday trainings dive into different topics, a little more advanced. It could go anywhere based on our questions. Friday, we have an introduction to Edge. So if you're new, that's a great place to start. So that's an introduction to Edge. So if I go to our event calendar, you'd be able to sign up for that there. We also have a Mortgage Coach University the first 3 weeks of each month, a 1 and a 102 class. What you can do is sign up for those classes. They're every day at 8 or at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. But you can see all the different topics here. So you want to be able to see different items, different things you can do with Edge. You could come in here and just check all the different types of training. So that's a good place to also start. So with that, going back to the home page, getting to the archives, this is where you can find Jeremy's call from Tuesday. So it's right here. And then our training calls, you can see that we go ahead and post them down here. Okay, you don't see my desktop. Let's move over. Do you see Yosemite in the background? I'm having people say that they are seeing only a desktop. You see Yosemite. Just one moment. Okay, great. So you can see it now. Perfect. Thanks, everybody. Okay, good. So here's our coaching call archive. So not only do we have webinars, you can see we all have webinars with Mitch Kiter in here for compliance, different types of calls, plus our Tuesday coaching calls and Thursday training calls are all in here. Last week we covered a cost of weight, counter offer, and Weight Watch Mobile. Great training Teddy and I had done last week. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring you to Jeremy's call. So with this, Jeremy has created a short, small PowerPoint type of presentation. And with that, he has provided it to all of Mortgage Coach members. So one of it is just to be able to have a talk with his partners, reaching out to them. And it's a great, it's about service. What type of service you want to provide your clients, your partners, as well as your borrowers. It's great. He has it if you want to be able to use it. You can see at the base here, the PowerPoint is down here for you to go ahead and access. And if you want more information, you can also email us at support. But with that, it's a great, he talks about Mortgage Coach and using Edge, the fact that, you can use Edge as simple as you can want to make it, or you can make it as not complicated, but as advanced as you want. So it really depends what you want to be able to do with Edge. But the first thing is to understand Edge. So make your reports easy. Make simple reports before you dive into really using that reinvestment strategy and doing multiple options. But once you've done 1 and 2, you're going to start getting into the flow of everything. So here is Jeremy's call, just be able to access that and use it. And then the other item I want to show you is a total cost analysis that Sean Herrera had created using our new mobile piece. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer the screen to Marcy so we'll be able to see that video and to see what you can do with our new mobile piece. So let's go ahead and Marcy, if you could go ahead and change the screens, that would be great. Okay, just one moment. Let me check on Marcy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope all is well and you're enjoying your Sunday. I'm over here at 229 Wimbledon Court in San Ramon, and I wanted to give you a quick virtual tour of this home. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath house. It's beautiful, as you can see in the background, and someone's holding it open today from 1 to 4. And what's great about this house is if you're renting for $3,000 a month or less, this home is easily within your price range. The analysis right behind you will show you how you can purchase this home, and your net payment will actually be less than your rent payment. So swing by today between 1 and 4 and take a look.
So there you have. We went ahead and showed Sean Herrero from RPM Mortgage how he created a rent versus own report and shot a video in the open house. So he didn't actually use an open house flyer. He used a rent versus own report and used the open house to reach out to those people who are still renting. And with it now, we have on our mobile device, we do have a way where you don't have to be tied to your desktop anymore to record a video. You could do it from your handheld device. So what I want to do next is let's go ahead and download RateWatch and Mortgage Coach device, and then I'll go ahead and show you how you'll be able to use that video piece to be able to do something like Sean did. You also be able to reach out to your partners to be able to provide them at the open house, and you can have your realtor partner in the video as well with you. So there's so much you could do with that mobile device. So let's go ahead and let me bring up my iPad. And if you have your mobile device, if you have not already downloaded the app, please have your mobile device handy, and let's show you how to download those apps. So I'm currently in my Mortgage Coach app. So what I want to do is go ahead and let's go to the App Store. So I'm on an iOS device. I'm moving to the App Store. And in the App Store, what you want to do is in the search engine, place in Mortgage Coach. So what I'm going to do is just type in Mortgage Coach, and it will provide both apps. So go ahead and do that. And you'll see we have the RateWatch app as well as the Mortgage Coach app where you could do Edge Live as well as record a video from that, and it previews the report. So what you need to do is download both these apps. If you see that it has an update, if you're on a mobile device, download it because the new update has that new feature to use Edge Live as well as being able to use the mobile on your phone. So what you do, go ahead and download those. I want you to follow along, so please participate. I'm going to start moving on. If you want me to wait or want me to go back to show anything, please put it in that question area. So once you have both apps downloaded, just doing a quick review of RateWatch, and I'll be able to show you how how you'll be able to provide information to your partners through RateWatch. So with RateWatch, you can see how the rates are not favorable today. They, the basis points have decreased. The rates are increasing. You'll see that the screens here, when it's red, that means the rates are not in the borrower's favor. If it's green, you'll be able to see the difference. Other items I want to point out with RateWatch. So first, you had to log in to get there. I was already logged in. You'll see up in the upper left-hand corner the item to bring out the button to be able to see your menu. So be able to open it up, be able to provide all the different menu options. We have this is our home screen of RateWatch. Provides more of a time period, a weekly time period of those mortgage-backed securities. We have Day Watch, shows how today's rates are moving, the mortgage-backed securities. And the way you could share this device, if you're working with partners or you're working with borrowers who they want to sit and wait, you could show them how the mortgage-backed securities are moving. And to do that, a real easy way to be able to provide that to your borrower or to your partner is pressing that share button. When you do that, you're able to then take that graph and you can email it, text it, you can post it to a Facebook page if you have a business page. You can also do a clipboard. So you have all these options to be able to share this type of information with your clients to be able to provide that knowledge that you have. So we have that. Also further up, you'll see dates. If you want to look at a different date to show how volatile the market can be, you have the option to go back in time and show how the mortgage-backed securities have moved. You can also do the exact same with the home screen. We have the share button, and you'll be able to see that information here. You also have in the upper corner parameters. So our agency, we're doing the Fannie Mae 30-year, 3% coupon, and it's a 10-day period here. If you want to see a different type of different adjustment, you could go ahead and click on that and be able to change that if you wanted to see a longer period of time. Okay, Dave, let me go ahead and get this, close this out. David had a question, and what he is asking, how can you attach a comment to an email? Most, if you want to attach it to an email, what you might want to do if you already have one prepped, you could go ahead and share it, send it to you, and then merge it together, or just develop the email directly from here. What it will do is just open up, and it will go ahead and attach that graph to it right here. So I hope that answered your question, Dave. If not, go ahead and put it in the question area, and I'll be able to elaborate a little more. But that's how the email actually works, and you'll be able to send it to whomever you would like to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete my draft. Okay, going back to the menu. Also, we have alerts. So anytime you get those alerts when the rates are changing, you'll be able to see those in that area. You also have a way of being able to send those as text as well. Edge views. As you start working with Edge and you're getting email alerts, you'll be able to see the email alerts in here, and it will also text you on your phone. We do have those options, and when you watch Jeremy Forcier's email, you'll see about 10 minutes in an email alert from RateWatch pop up that someone viewed his presentation, and it's an actual borrower, so it's pretty cool to see that as well when he did his call. So moving on, commentaries. If you want to use commentaries, you can do that as well. Just quote the source. RateWatch, you have Dan, provides economic data. Besides that, he provides a video. You can always take that, bookmark it, be able to watch that on a daily basis. Neil Trinity also provides economic data as well. So there's quite a bit of information here that you'll be able to use, share with your partners. And then I want to move to settings. So in settings, this is where you want to go ahead and update your email information, what kind of commentary, if you want email commentaries, what do you want to be able to provide and receive. The next one, the update scheduler, provides what time you want to be able to see alerts. You can have it on the hour at throughout the day, or just pick a couple times. We also do send the emails automatically when there has been an alert due to a rate change. So, and then your help button as well. So you got that. So now let's move on. Let's move to Mortgage Coach, and let's touch on quite a few items. So in Mortgage Coach with the app, you can see what will happen here with the app. So just to really dive into the functions of the app prior to going into a report. So for those of you who haven't used the mobile app, what this will do is provide the borrower a viewer for the report. If you want to get a little bit more familiar, we do have a sample as well as a quick tour. And for you, as you start sending these reports out, you want to be able to see a history. So if you click on that history button, you can see all the reports that you have opened in the past and be able to go ahead and reopen them without going to an email. So you do have your history there that you'll be able to see. And then all you have to do is when you click on the link from an email, or a borrower clicks on the link from an email, it sends them directly to the App Store if they don't have that app. If they do have the app, it just automatically opens up. Same with you. And then with that, as we go through it, you can see how as soon as I click that arrow, it will open up my report. So with that, you can see they'll see the disclaimer information. You click I understand, and you'll have your information right here, just like as a business card. And that's why we always encourage to have a generic, just a generic marketing piece of a total cost analysis. You could do a simple cost of weight, just showing the difference of the interest rate. Have it on your mobile device, so if you meet someone and want to provide what you, a little bit of information about you and what you provide, you would be able to have that on your mobile device and easily send it as an email or a text. What you can also do with it is provide on that generic one that you provide everyone a video to be able to introduce yourself. So it's much better than a business card to have this handy because of that video piece. You're being able to provide that information about you. But how do you share a report? Just like the Rate Watch, in the upper right-hand corner, we have an option to share. So if you go into that, you'll be able to email it, text it, and be able to send that to the borrower. So you can see there's the link right there and be able to have that option. So with the open house flyers, this is really great too because, let me go back and pull up an open house flyer. In my history, I have one. There we go. So in this particular open house flyer, let's click on it, you'll see how on all of them we do dual branding. So you have your partner as well as yourself. So again, it's nice to have a partner report also on your mobile device that you'd be able to provide. But it's great to be able to have this as an open house, be able to provide that to the borrower. And again, upper right-hand corner is that share report button that you'd be able to share the report. And when it's at an open house, it could sit there, it could play, and you can also forward it as an email or a text. So with that, now let's go back out and show another couple features. Here's another quick way of sharing a link. And then if you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner, we have that little face person here. So what this will allow you to do is log into your account, and this allows you to be able to do the video piece from your mobile phone. You'll also be able to do Work Edge Live with your mobile phone. So you can see right here, I've had 2 views today on one report. So with it, let's go back out to the, go back in, just a moment. So with that, you'll be able to go into your partners or your client report. You can see all your reports. You could do a search for any particular one that you want to work with. And once you do, let's go ahead and I'll just do it to cost of weight. And then you have multiple options here. You can view the report. You can add your video. You can work with Edge Live, or you're done. So let's go ahead and just focus first on view the report. It's just very simple. This is just as if you go ahead and click on the link, it would go ahead and open up. There we go. So just as simple as that. So you can see how now you could go in, you could become familiar with the report, and I picked a tester report because you can see it's pretty empty. So that's one of the options to be able to get familiar with your particular files. You'll be able to do it. And then the next, what we want to do, let's pick this cost of weight. You see on this one, you have an option to do a total cost analysis or a seller buy down. Try it. There we go. Here's one for video. So let's touch base with the video aspect. So this is how it works. So you have, you'll be able to work it, and now that you switched it. So with that, you'll be able to work with the open house. You can see with my iPad that I went ahead and just touched that button in the upper corner to switch my iPad camera around. So with that, that's just how you just go ahead and press record. And it's just that simple. You'd just be able to either do the, just a direct item like this. You could tell I'm in a dev office. And you'd be able to provide that. Once you're done, you could go ahead and play it back and do a retake. Oh, it's not showing. Let's try it one more time. Okay, yeah. Okay, so with that, you can see the basics of it. What's happening is it's with GoToMeeting, the reflected, there we go. So once you're done, and it stopped again. So it'll be able to show you part of, or you'd be able to, you can see with that, you'd be able to be at a partner site. You could walk through the house just like Sean had done. You could do multiple things. You also be able to take the link. Let me just shut down my reflector so I'll be able to use my screen again. Just one moment. Give me a moment. Okay. So with that, you can see how I have to stop with my mobile device for now. You'll see with the mobile device now how we have made that mobile device more easy for you to use in the field. So with that, you'll be able to be at the open house, be able to, even like Sean did, he just walked through it. It just gives you an idea of the house. You're not the partner, you're not the realtor to really dive into it, but it gives them a teaser, gives them a new way of being able to see something through a mortgage coach presentation. So with that, what I want to do is now dive into Edge. I'm going to review the counteroffer analysis. If there's any particular report that you want to be able to see, put it in the question area. Let me go ahead and answer any kind of questions. So with that counteroffer report, let's just show you this is one way of reaching out to a partner. One way is if you're just reaching out, you could just tell them of the type of report that you can create for those particular borrowers that provided an initial offer to the partner. The partner did not accept it but did a counter offer. And the borrower, you know, they can't believe that they had a counter offer. Same rate, it's just a higher amount. Well, they don't want to go with the borrower. They don't understand the difference in just the monetary, how slightly difference it is. So they want to make an alternate offer on a different house, same price. But by the time they waited, looked for new homes, the interest rate has gone up. So you can see that there. And then you can also educate the borrower with the cost of wait. So if you wait, you know, if you didn't take that offer, the counter offer, the home prices could increase, as well as the rate. So with this, you are showing them a educational piece. This is something that you'd be able to provide those partners and be able to show them what you can offer them. So with that, what I want to do is show you a little bit about Edge Live. We'll talk about how to create this report, but I think it's very important that, especially in our poll questions, not many people, see the iPad screen. What about now, Joyce? Do you see my report? Thanks. So now let's do that again. Okay. So with the report, it's a counteroffer. You have your initial offer. This is what the borrower offered the seller. Seller came back, said, want a little bit more money than that. Borrower said, don't want to work with the seller anymore. This is my price. I'm being bullheaded. Let's go find another house, same price. Oops, interest rates just increased during that time period. So you could show them the potential change of that. And then you can also educate them about that loan increase and rate increase at the same time. So with that, you can see how I've been highlighting the whole time, directing you of the report and what the report is to do. That is how you should be reaching out to your borrowers. You'll be able to provide them the report with the numerics, the graphs, so you have the visuals. You have the audio with the video. And now, using Edge Live, you can reach out to them and provide that physical movement of the report. So let me show you how to do that. So with that, I'm going into Edge, and I'm going to get the link to the report. So for those of you who are new to Edge, the presentation is sent through a link to the borrower. So you can see right here, there's a link, and you do a copy. And that's what you paste in your email. So with that, you'll be able to send that out, and then the borrower clicks on it and opens up the report. So let me open up a new tab, give you an idea. I'm pasting my link in that bar, just as if the borrower opened it themselves from the email. So let me go ahead and place these side by side so you can get a great idea on how you use Edge Live. And again, Jeremy Forcier in that video also discussed how he reaches out to the borrower using Edge Live as well. So it's a great way to be able to provide that information. Okay, side by side. So with that, on the right-hand side is the borrower's copy. So they clicked on the link, and they have to press I understand to enter the report. In the lower right-hand corner, you'll see a share button. What I'm doing is copying this link, which is just what I did with Generate Link as well. So 2 places to get a link. And I'm placing that link in the chat box. So if you want to experience Edge Live as the borrower, go ahead and click on the link that I just pasted in the chat box, and you'll be able to experience that Edge Live. You wouldn't need to, if you only have one screen, don't worry, click on the link and you'll be able to see everything that I'm doing. So back to the screen, we have on the right-hand side the borrower's presentation. Left-hand side is the loan officer's report. How do you tell the difference? At the very bottom, you have the Clear All button, which is the button to clear out all the highlights. So this tells me this is the loan officer's copy. The right-hand side report doesn't have that on there. They are not allowed to make any modifications to the report, and they cannot clear highlights. Now, if you notice to the left of the Clear All button, I have 3 viewers. That is telling me no one has clicked on the link in the chat area. So this is another way for you to identify if your borrower or your partner is following along with you on the report. So that will tell you right then and there. So once a link is open, this number does increase. So when you're talking to the borrower or the partner to be able to show them what you could provide that borrower, what you could do is highlight. And as I'm highlighting, all I'm doing is taking my mouse and I left clicked on the initial offer and it did my highlight. If I do the left click again, it clears out my highlight. So with that, you can do it individually. So you could discuss loan amounts with the borrower. You'll notice I'm just working on the left-hand side and the right-hand side is being driven for the borrower. So you would be able to discuss with them their initial offer, and you can see how it's highlighting it. You can also highlight the graphs as well that goes along with that product. You then could go ahead and clear out all your highlights. You see how the borrower's page is also cleared out. And now you want to talk about the counteroffer, where the seller wants 232. Let me show you what that difference really is. So you'll be able to show them that aspect, the difference in the monthly payment. You could discuss the alternate offer that the borrower wants to make with potential increased interest rate. And then you can also discuss with them, well, potentially the sales price and the interest rate can go up, and you could show them that option. So with that, you can see how I'm really diving in and being able to direct the report. I'm going into the More Info button. So if you want to discuss their payment breakdown, you'd be able to have the payment breakdown. You can see that we have the price value, the P&I payment, plus all the monthly costs. You have your closing costs. You have that down payment or equity if it's a refi, the LTV percentage, lump sum of costs, and then you have all your fee details. You can also, when you're in the fees, you can drive the borrower to look at the fee that you're looking at. So even though it's in alphabetical order per the regulation come August, you can drive, again, the left-hand side. So if you're talking about any particular fee or cost, you can see how I drove the report and the borrower is going to be following along. So that's one option of just presenting the report to the borrower. So now once you're on the report with the borrower and you're talking to them, what I want to do is give you a better idea of these 3 products, and I want to remove that weight product because, you know, that is hypothetical. So let's remove it and just focus on these 3 products. So what I'm going to do is go into Edge. So for all you who are using fee worksheets or Excel worksheets, and if there's ever a modification, you then have to redo everything and send it. But with Edge, what I'm going to do is remove that product. And what I did is hover my mouse over presentation, clicked on select report, and brought me right here. As soon as I advance my screen, that does the initial save. So once I've moved and I've done the save, you can see on the right-hand side, that product has already been removed from the report. So now we're just comparing our 3 products. So you can really focus on the counter offer. You see there is no graph at all. With that, that's telling you it's the highest payment. So really quick, you can see the initial offer, they were saving, they would save $77 a month. This is a quick way of being able to see it versus looking at that number and doing the math in your head. So this is a great way for the borrower to really grasp and understand with the visuals and not just the numbers. So now you can also go into the more info and get more information about that monthly payment savings. You also, if you had a second lien, that information will go down here. And the property appreciation and tax bracket is right in this area here if you ever want to refer to what percentage you use. So now going back to the report, you could discuss with them, even though with that counter offer, it is a little bit higher, but it's $77 more a month, even, for that $12,000. With that, you have that alternate offer, which potential the rate can increase. So want to be able to point that out if you do buy that same, another house at that same loan amount, that this is a potential chance with the increase of interest rates. So you'll be able to really dive into and explain the differences and really be able to start clicking on the different graphs and driving the borrower to those particular options and educate them. Another thing I just want to point out, so this is a particular scenario, but it's not just limited to removing products. So right now I have my down payments at 20%. So you can always go into Edge. Let's open up the screen so it's a little bit more visual. I'm hovering my mouse over products, and I'm going into my initial product. So anytime you go into a product and you want to make a change or the borrower wants to see different down payment options, this is the best way of being able to provide that information to the borrower because it's live and interactive. So right now I have my initial offer. It was at 20%. If I put in 10%, you'll see that the calculation goes ahead and modifies. And then now let's go ahead and go to the report, and you'll see that that loan amount will update with the new, you can see the borrower's copy already modified it. It's increased. And then my copy, the loan officers will increase as well. So you can see how understanding and learning Edge Live will really make it easier for you to reach out to the borrower and make that commitment quicker because they're more educated. They understand the different products. So with that, you'll be able to use Edge Live, make your changes like as I did with the different down payment. You can change rates. You saw me remove a product. You can add a product as well. So there's so many different things with using Edge. It's just not the presentation that you're sending out. You do have the video so they could see you with a lot of people not being face-to-face anymore. It's great to have that video piece. And then you have Edge Live to really reach out and touch that borrower and drive the report to help them really understand and know your loan options. So with that, I'm going to dive into a couple different topics. Is there a specific option that you want to see or something that you're struggling with that you want to ask a question? Can you put that in the question area so then I can address it? Otherwise, I'll just start diving into some different items. So I would like to address what's on this call with you. So I'll look back at the question areas. What I want to do is make you aware to see if you know that we have a widget, things like that. So I'm going into our settings. Okay, Bob had a question about how do we send a video. So I showed earlier how you could do it on a mobile device. Let me show you how. I never showed you how to do it on a desktop. So let's go ahead and do that. So what I'm doing with my counter offer, I logged into my Edge account. This is the home screen. And I have a report already created, counter offer that we've been discussing. On all reports, if you go to the very last screen, your preview, that's where the video will be recorded on the desktop. Always remember to put a quote date. I see a lot of that coming through our support box. Always put that quote date because it protects your rates. Next, click on Generate Link. That's where the video piece is. Besides grabbing the link to copy and email it to your borrower, you want to place that video on it first. So if you click on Add Audio Video, you'll see that it just brings up the report again. So it's the same report that we have. In the lower left-hand corner, you just press Record Message. Hi, everyone. I'm Lori. So with that, this is how the desktop version. It's a great way to initiate the video. And then what you can do is use your mobile device. You can always then, once you've made connections, start reaching out to your partner, you can use that as a piece to update them with information. So especially if they have a question on the report, you can pull out your mobile device, explain it really quick verbally, send an email, and just tell them to watch the video. So it's a great way to do it. You can see on the record message down at the base, you have the record button. You have to play. There's also pause. So you'll be able to pause it in between if you like. And there you can stop. If you want to remove it, just press the trash can. For those who don't have video, there's some banks that don't allow video but audio only. Bottom left-hand corner, if you click on that, you just be able to do an audio message, which is still better than no message. So always put that on there. For those who are new to video itself, it does take a while to get used to. I'm not looking at me right now. Another way of doing it is just try to focus on the camera. So you're not looking at the actual video itself. What I did to start was actually took a sticky and placed it over at the very top of my screen, and you can move the recording box all around. So I just placed it up high, put a sticky over it, and I didn't see it. So it just makes you a little bit comfortable. So again, you want to do just a brief introduction of yourself, discuss the report. You can see how Sean talked about the open house as well as what he could do. So there's a lot you could do with the video, and then also provide the message updates through the mobile device. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close that out now. I hope that answered your question, Bob, on the video. So just right there, and then on the mobile, I would bring the mobile up, but I'm having a little issue with my reflector. So on the mobile device, it is quite simple. It's just a, let me see if I have a, there it is. So Rate Watch. No, it doesn't have it. Just to let you know, if you have an Apple Watch or Android Watch, we do have that as an app as well now. But with the mobile device, I'll have to get some screenshots just to have them on my desktop. But in the upper right-hand corner, there's a picture of a person. You click on that, and that way it will let you access the mobile, the camera itself on the mobile device. So just generate link, click on that, be able to do add audio video. So that's how you do it on a desktop, and then again, the mobile device, you can always watch, rewatch this video, and it shows how to do it on the mobile device. Any other questions? So going into settings, it's very important to make sure your settings are correct. I see a lot without MLS numbers, or they just have the number without the identifier. Please make sure you have your identifier on there. Also, what I want to do is point out this line here, Start Now address. What this does is allows you to provide a link on your report to take them to your application page. So with that, if you go to one of my reports, you'll notice in the upper left-hand corner there's a Start Now button. With that, if you click on it, it will take it to whatever link you put on. You know, I place it on our Mortgage Coach Request a Demo. So you'll be able to see how you have that information. So in Edge, you would just need to place in whatever web page that you want them to be taken to. So that's one, that's Start Now, and that's usually sends them to their Facebook page or business page or the application page. Always remember to press Save. So that's one item you can add to your reports. Another item is the Ed widget. So if you click on that, what this will do is help you create a link to be able to capture new referrals. So with that, let me go ahead and copy and paste this link. You would just come in and, sorry, no, it's just want to be able to put in your information here. So be able to put that. You'll see there's a title, Get a Personal Edge Report. You can add additional text here. And then you'll see you have your confirmation message. So once you have that, you can update your form. And then you'd be able to either, if you have a web page, you would be able to take this coding and paste it to your web page or email the link. So let's check out what that looks like. Just one moment. There we go. Let's try that again with my Edge widget right here. My keyboard, I have to get new batteries, and I did a copy off my keyboard. I'm sure you all have done that before. Okay, there we go. So this is the widget. So with that, you can place it on your business page. You can keep it on your mobile device to be able to capture that information. And what this will do is what this is, if they fill this out, it will go ahead and press Submit. What it will do is provide them that thank you note that you'll contact shortly. But what will happen is that data now, their basic contact data, will carry over to your home screen in here. And let me go ahead and click on View. Let's see if it's, this just goes ahead and updates the information. And there's my Johnny sample. So if I go in here, basic information, it's his name and phone number, because that's all we collected. But at least it starts your process off. So what I had done is initially you hadn't seen Johnny sample, and for those of you who are working with APIs like Optimal Blue, sometimes you might not see the report initially. Just go to View All. It's just the sorter. It just goes ahead and re-alphabetizes and catalogs everything. As soon as you press Close, you'll see your file right here. So that is our Edge widget. So if you haven't done that, we have that you'd be able to use. And then as well on the upper right-hand corner, you have that Start Now button that you'd be able to provide. Let's go back in our settings. So anytime you make a change in Edge, always make sure that you press Save, and that will go ahead and save your data. Confirm that your branch address is correct. And the next, make sure you place that image in there, because that will appear on all the reports. It also appears on your widget page, if you notice that. So definitely get that image. I see quite a few reports without that. And then we have report templates. So if you're not on an enterprise account, your individual account, you might need to place some special disclosure language from your compliance or your company in general. This is where you would do it. So it's in Settings and Report Templates. So with that, I'm in each particular presentation has its own way of being able to provide that information. So if you need something different on an open house flyer versus a total cost, you do have that option. So you can paste your information here, or we have an edit extended disclaimer, and you can place more information in here. You can tell I'm in Prime Lending's account right now. And so with that, you'll be able to place that information. Anytime you do work with your disclosure information, make sure on your report, always go to the right-hand corner, press Print, and let me just show you a couple areas for that disclosure language. If you email us at support, we can always help you, but you can see right at the base we have a couple lines. That is the lines on the outside side of the disclosure language. So let me be able to point that out, going back to Edge. That is what's placed in this area. So on the printed copy, you just need to make sure that it fits. So that's why I wanted to point out that. And then the extended disclaimer, if you look on the pages up in the upper right, you'll see disclosure, and there's the remainder of your disclosure. Also, on all the reports, when the borrower clicks on the report, the link, they have to click on that disclosure statement before they can even view the report. So you have it here, and the borrower can always access it in the lower left-hand corner. So in Edge, that's where you modify your disclaimer language, is right there under Report Templates. If you tend to modify your sidebar text, you can go ahead and place information here. And some of you are going, what is the sidebar text? So let me show you. Let's go back to a report. In the more infos in the monthly payment, short-term and long-term, that we have a little bit of language, and that's what we call our sidebar text. So if you're ever modifying this at all, you'd be able to modify that and not have to key it in each time. And to do that, again, it's just in Report Templates, and you'll see your sidebar information here. Short term, we have it defaulted at 5 years and 15 for long. Again, if you're constantly changing those numbers, you could go ahead and have it defaulted in here to the numbers you want to be able to use. Open house flyer has the same kind of information about the disclosure language. Presentation title. On an open house flyer, I believe I have one up. Let me pull one up. Here we go. With that, you have a presentation title at the top. You also have in front of the sales price a label. You could put asking price, sales price, whatever you want to do to the left of that dollar amount. And if you want to have that as defaulted with some language always coming up, especially asking price, you could default that in your report template. So you would just come down here under there, put in asking price. I'll never have to put that again. If it's a common title you want to use, you can go ahead and do that. And you can always override this, so it's not permanent. So you can go ahead and use that, and again, it will help you speed through Edge. So with that, I'm going to be wrapping up the call. I'm going to be staying on the line for the next 5 minutes or so. If there's a particular item you want to see, let me know. Open up the question area. If I have to open up my mic and you have a mic, please do, and I'll be sticking around. So any questions, please let me know. Thank you again for attending our training. If there's something specific that you would like to see on further calls, please let us know, and we'll be able to provide that in our training. And we did just go ahead and put up a poll question. If you could go ahead and answer that. It's important that we know how you felt on the training so we can always improve our calls for you. So thank you, everyone.